Ho ho! Spirit of Justice! We're getting to the end of the Apollo Justice trilogy. This started in January, and now we're in the end of May, and we're beginning Spirit of Justice. I've heard, I've never played it, but I've heard it's a lot of people's like upper tier as far as Ace Attorney games.
Like
Uh,
this last game?
the one we're about to play.
Okay.
Um, I also heard that the gimmick they have, you have the bracelet, the Megatama
Yeah.
widget. I heard it's pretty cool. Well, we'll see. I know nothing. I think I may have actually read a spoiler about something in this game while looking at stuff for Dual Destinies, which,
Don't mention it.
yeah, which is kind of upsetting. But otherwise, I know nothing about this game. So, let's do this.
On the western edge of the Far East, lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery, the kingdom of Khura'in. But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole. But things like revolt and revolution were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
That looks like Ash Ketchum,
Who's Ash Ketchum?
main character of Pokemon.
Oh.
Here in Khura'in, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm, and priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death, in the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul.
Oops.
Oh boy. This blight on my soul, I'll have the child take the blame.
Who's the cross between Jesus and some wrestler?
Actually, Jesus and Kratos from God of War. Phew, I'm finally here, so this is the kingdom of Khura'in, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Get a load of this street, it really feels like I'm in another world here.
Cool.
And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. I'm not used to this. Usually you start off right in the trial. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. That's quite a crest it has on it. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yeah. Is that a Magatama?
I've seen quite a few people with them on. I don't know if, first, I don't know if that's a boy or girl, but they were saying that priestesses can talk to the dead. And I saw in some of the previews there was a woman wearing something similar.
Yeah. So it's definitely, it's not in that, it's a different shape than a Magatama. I wonder if it's related to whatever we get later. What? Oh, yes. Pardon me, but are you Mr. Right? Oh, yes, that's right. Oops. Hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you? That's right. I'll be your guide at your service. I'm a monk in training at Temple, and I'll be your guide around town. It's very nice to meet you. Happy Rocky. Happy what now? Happy Rocky. That's how we greet people here in Khura'in. It's like hello, or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Rocky. My name's Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. And probably gonna be defending this person. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Khura'in.
But he's just a teenage boy, right? Or like a young.
Looks like. So wait, is it Khura'in or Khura'in? I guess it's Khura'in. Khura'in.
You can just pick one.
Or it almost sounds like Korean. I'm just gonna say Khura'in. Whatever. Lena Spirit Mediums and Mystery. This is for you. To celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Khura'inese sweet bud. It's called a magataman or soul bud.
Okay.
It's shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks, I think I'll indulge later. That'll be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage.
Not a gift?
Yeah, what the
I
heck?
thought it was a gift.
This is to celebrate, it'll be 20 bucks? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder his bag looks so heavy, it's stuffed with all the tools of his trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still trading up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. This is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Aw, shucks, she said that? That sure was nice of her. Dude, what happened to your...
I mean, like, he's not a teenager, he's like...
Yeah.
9
Baby tooth came out.
He might be like Pearls was when we met her.
I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too. If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her, too. Oh, well, you know. Ha ha! I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first. Oh, sightseeing! Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights this country has to offer. Thanks, that would be great. I guess Albie takes his job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights aren't going to see themselves. Yikes, you don't have to shove. First off, Temple, right here in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you. Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Khura'inism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Khura'inism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which essential spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. And spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants. A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls, oh boy, old bag in the making. Hold it, slow down. Can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country. Heh, well, that's sure true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. But let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really, an hour? Hope that counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. Huh, that doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Oh no! What's the matter? Is it that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go. But why the big rush? If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of Her Benevolence's Dance of Devotion. Her Benevolence?
Seems excited about it.
Yeah, very excited. Ah, there's the girl we saw in the preview. Uh-oh. Well, maybe she's the child. Oh no!
Hey, Ur'gaid, you're under arrest for treason.
Treason?
It's like 10. They're smaller.
I'm sure they're using gumshoe logic on this one.
Uh-oh. Why does she look angry?
I don't know. Ah, there we go. Now we're in the course. Let me in. Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you, my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me and get out of here. Look, you've got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do.
Lawyer?
Yeah, a lawyer. Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home, anyway. What? A lawyer? I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you. So this is the Khura'in's courtroom.
Their judge is...
Aloof?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? Also, the defense attorney...
Is a pain?
Yeah, is a pain. The divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. What?
Kidding, stop. Is it a different person?
What? A verdict already, but the trial only just started. Guilty? There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Rayfa are infallible. They only show the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't. Isn't it ironic? Yeah. A devout adherent of Khura'inism would dare doubt her insight. Heh, non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm now. But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. Wow. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings bored of a criminal's unclean soul.
But
apparently, maybe we'll like her eventually. You know, like Edgeworth was just a big jerk face, and then he wasn't. Gumshoe was kind of you know, what in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance. What is Albie's attorney doing? Wait a minute, where is Albie's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as royal priestess, and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant us her divine favor. Ur'gaid Khura'in.
Objections!
What? Wait just one moment. You're... me and my big mouth, now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give your verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me, who on earth are you? I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through... Ah, a tourist, are you? Hoppy Rocky! But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? Defense attorney? Ha 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 ha! Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the kingdom of Khura'in. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon? Wow. If you value your life, you will leave post-haste, or shall I summon the bailiff? The bailiff's that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels.
Why is she horrible? Isn't she like 15?
I don't know. The cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Like, she's not even... Now, hold on. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with any of this. Albie. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But, forget about me. You have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. The poor kid, he's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? Go find Maya. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing at Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heaven forbid. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What do you say? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright. You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out. Your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Hehehe. Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Right, Mr. Whoever you are. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted
So
with
it's
him.
the real one. He just moved to a new country.
Yeah, I guess so. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy! What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney. He became chief prosecutor, did he?
Yeah. Because everybody is guilty, it sounds like, in this country.
Yeah, here he can win the cases. A defense attorney, well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the matters of my old country? But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Heh. Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try. But I have a previous engagement, you see, a class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and Her Benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What is he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Yes, thank you, Mr. Payne, and sorry for not remembering you. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is, when you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Yes, you are. Some defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. Crush that defense devil. And so first Apollo was a demon lawyer, and now he's a defense devil. This is way more lawyer hate than even back home. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Potroll. Really? Potroll? Or Patroll? Mr. Patroll. Okay. Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. To kill a guard armed with a gun, what a terrifyingly bold act. I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually. Ha ha ha. We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking at the court record. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne. In Dragon Tiger battle, the Founder offers divine protection. The butterfly embraces the Mitama. The favor of the orb is bestowed. Time of death around noon to 1. Cerebral contusion from a head injury. The temple's treasure room. The body was found at the base of the stairs to the altar. There's a scroll. Looks like he was hit on the head. And there's blood on the treasure box. Alright. And he's got a gun in his holster. Because he's a guard. Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the... Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Weren't we thinking that? Or did we actually say that? Okay, we actually said it. I thought he was thinking that for a second. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the Metapon, the Holy Mother. Her soul is sealed with the treasure. I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. You don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty. What is it now? This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Did I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's been getting awfully angry with me. And are those veins popping out of his forehead? It's forbidden for anybody outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too. I wonder if it's even a treasure in there. If it's an empty box. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence.
So you think you're talking to the one?
Well, he didn't open it. Thing. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room once a year for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. Forced open and its contents stolen, the average person can only see it in the newspaper article.
Then why isn't he blind? He did.
That's right! Wow. This darn custom of not having defense attorneys. I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, Your Majesty, inexcusable thievery of precious natural treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure, is that it? The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more? But you just asked a bunch. We'll make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What, he's still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? Crime scene, weapon, motive. All three?
Yeah.
Real motive. What do you claim was the defendant's motive? Mr. Payne has already explained that. He wanted to sell a treasure in order to help his family with living expenses. Oh yeah, I guess it slipped my mind. So it's true what they say about lawyers never listening to anybody but themselves. My apologies, Your Majesty. Please let me... Oh, so there's actually a right answer to this.
The crime scene?
Wait, did he say what the weapon was?
I thought they thought it was the box itself, but... What? And we don't know what the weapon is.
Yeah. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. Oh, well, that's why there's blood on it, presumably. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large bloodstain on it. How utterly reprehensible, using the sacred treasure box for murder. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. That said tar. T-A-R? After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. I don't know why I thought tar was relevant, honestly. The murder weapon. Limits to put its content in But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. A very good point, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ha 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 ha! Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict. Very well, in that case, I find the accused... Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? I told you I have plans. Ah, I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its rights to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean? What do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't recall. A little wonder, a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant or the accused tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty. Heh heh heh, what harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Heh 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 heh. Oh, how kind of you, Your Royal Payne-ness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty. Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too. Why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Right, let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add. He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it, and make it quick, if you please. The defense. Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry, all you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be alright. You tricked me! What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magataman I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me. You disgust me. Now, even Albie's against me, but why? Hey, this must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. All right. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'in butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know. I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard. But at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roll had to support his younger brother and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. It sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk someday. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on, in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, I see. You express yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But, Your Majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. Hmm? That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't really recall what this cross-examining thing's all about. A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this? You like that?
I said, I'm like, what in fresh hell is this?
I really do wish I could remember how it works. Not necessary to give him a refresher. I better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. They'll just have to watch and see how it's done.
Hold it!
I believe you didn't do either of those things, Albie. You do? But you're a lawyer. Of course you'd say that. Now, there's no need for that. But he's right. Lawyers always claim their client is innocent, even if they have to lie. Just like you're doing right now, accused. Don't let me in with that lawyer. I'm not lying. I didn't steal anything. I didn't kill anybody.
Hold it!
You're not allowed to go near the treasure room. Why is that? It's a rule of the temple. They keep a lot of important things in that room. Yes, like the Founder's orb in particular. Only the royal family may lay eyes on it. Didn't Mr. Payne say anyone without spiritual power would go blind? I heard you wouldn't be blinded if you just looked at the outer treasure box. But I've never been anywhere near the treasure room. I'm too scared. You've got to believe me. This poor kid. I feel bad for him every time he squeezes his blanket or whatever he's doing.
Hold it!
A box with a butterfly on it? Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look. See? There's a relief of the Khura'in's butterfly in the treasure box. Oh, this design here, carved on the back of the box. I see it now. That's a sacred butterfly set to carry the soul, or mitama, of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the Twilight Realm. As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the judge's bench. Well, what do you know? There it is. Though it kind of looks like he's about to be carried off to the Twilight Realm himself. Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box besides.
Hold it!
Planning out your tour route? Yes, I was planning out a tour for you. For me? Well, thank you, Albie. I wouldn't have done it if I knew you were a lawyer. I wasted all that time on you. Give it back! Sadly, I'm a lawyer, not a Time Lord. Actually, as soon as he heard that's what I am, he's been like a totally different person. I certainly don't think Albie committed murder, however. That outburst earlier makes me wonder if he'd willingly tell me the truth. I better compare his statements and the court record carefully. If I find an inconsistency, I can present some evidence. Okay, so, we pressed them on everything. So let's see what we have here.
Look at the box. Oh, it does show the cover.
From the back, though, how would he know what the back looks like if he's not even allowed to go to the treasure room?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Oh, you know what color it was? It's green and the paper's black and white.
Yes! That too.
Objections!
That reminds me of that dude, I gotta just know his name, but the pro ZD guy who did the Ace Attorney thing with Mr. Macaroni. And he's like, I've never seen the woman or her red handkerchief. Why would you lie to me? So you say you never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right, it's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope, take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from those pictures. Ah! Hold on, his bag. Did it just move? Polkunka! I beg your pardon? Palkanka is a word in Khura'inese that people use when they're surprised. You just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever. Ugh, and this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me. Heh heh heh. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. And what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What? Oh no. Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. Ugh. No. Then that means Albie was there on the day of the incident. Ha 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 ha. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, your majesty. Heh heh heh. He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said the kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will finally now announce my verdict. Wait just one moment, your majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home to apologize to my wife. I guess you really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly criff. It surely does sound worth seeing, and it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. Ha 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 ha. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. Heh heh heh, how pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold, blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, Rafa Padma Khura'in. Thank you for coming all this way once again. So, she's literally named after this. She's literally named after Khura'in. What's her last name? Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? What does he know about anything, ignorant outsider? We won't stand for it. He must be punished. Yeah, it looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him. Punish him. Punish him. Punish him. Silence one and all. Is she standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Alright, I take that back.
This is where Dahlia's roots came from.
Seriously. You know what'd be funny? Here I am thinking, oh, maybe the kid is going to be following us, is going to be this Albi character. What if it's her? What if it's like Susato, where she like dislikes you at first, but then she likes you?
Her dislike is very, deep, and
Yeah.
she's been in a long line of... She comes from a long line of these bitches, it sounds like.
Sounds like. Boy, you've never been this vulgar on these things.
She's awful, and this makes me think of other places in the world where, you know, like he stole something and like you chop off their hand, or, you know, she, like when someone gets raped and you have to have like 7 witnesses to it. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't like it because it seems like this fictitious country is one of those countries.
Gotcha.
Too deep for a video game, but...
I gotcha. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would? Certainly. Nana, my robe. I don't know. It's like he didn't move the legs.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
I wonder, is the seance the gimmick in this one?
But it's like a gimmick. It's not real, because this boy didn't do this thing.
Right. But what I mean is, like, it shows us, maybe it's going to show us something, and then we have to show that it's not showing what they think they see. Maybe.
What? Why is Maya training here? Because Maya actually has a gift.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's why she's training in the mountains and not in here. Because she always gets accused of something, so God forbid she live here.
Is this girl like a girl or a boy?
I don't know. Looks like a girl to me.
Oh, she's a teenage girl, yeah.
Yeah. There's a certain amount of maturity to her in the sense that the way she's speaking sounds like somebody who's much older.
Right. Would die if she said me. Yeah, he's guilty. Because I haven't seen anything. But... like, there's no scene playing out in the water. She's just dancing.
Oh, wait. Oh, she really can get the memories of this guy.
But maybe he found him.
Yeah. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. Now, seeing that, I can see how that looks suspicious. He still deserves a defense.
Yeah.
Because we know he didn't do it.
Obviously, this is mythical or magical.
Right.
So something's going on, but
Yeah.
she's a little stuck on herself.
Yeah. A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his mitma. The divination seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced. In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. We don't see what's in his hand. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Hehehe. Do you see why? Or now do you see why I'm the incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? Hehehe, there it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, Traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No? What's up with all the hubbub? Well, well. Now, not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. That's as it should be. The history of our courts prove that. Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated.
We should truly see songs, but we should see that his is good.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a pretty good guy for 5 games now.
I wonder if they just play a movie into the water. I don't know.
I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I'd finally get my revenge. So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie. Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Defense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Albie's reaction earlier. Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life. Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
I might just never go to this country.
Yeah, the death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? Ha 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 ha! Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here. Death, this can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more, are you sure you still want to defend the accused? I'm so glad Solomon Starbuck isn't the defense attorney. He'd be like, there's Maya to think of in all this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Continue. We're gonna do it. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place?
That Butts.
Yeah, well, that's him when Butts defended him, but I forgot what the reason, but we later found out...
Lunch money got stolen.
Yeah, something like that. To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. Like, Edgeworth had an actual reason to defend him, but not Butts, which is like the reverse of what you'd think. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold back your tears. Don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? Ha! Look at him! He finally broke. Oh my god! The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination. Wow, his hair is just standing up very nicely. Polkunka! But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me. I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Ha ha ha, barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. You're benevolent. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Yeah, she wants our head on a platter. Not a wise move, Traveler, not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with the verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. The soul of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. This must be the new gimmick. Okay.
Game on?
Game on, yeah. Insight. Rafa's insight. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion. Those are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? Yeah. Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. And then I saw pain. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me, I can use all the extra information I can get. Now to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. I think I might know it.
The incense probably burned at a different time.
But she also said this happened after the dance, and the song's going on right now? It's kind of creepy. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that?
Yeah, can you say it's fine?
Yeah. First, I'll use the analog stick to make my way to the inside that seems off. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select it. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I can just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it. So.
Objections!
I'm sure they get much harder, but they're just showing us how it's done. Wait just a moment. Yes, what is it, barbed head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right, what of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Oh, hey, Judge. I'm right, you say? Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly, allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate the statement. I see, so what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, Your Majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right, it is a very big temple. Well, what about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, can you please alter your insights for us? Very well. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Okay. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using pause. There, I paused the vision. I think I can use square and circle to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the mid-comma mark to the red panel.
It's at the bottom of the stairs, he's not on the top, so there's no leverage.
Hey, that's right!
So, I don't know if the Pees'lubn whatever he was holding.
But he is at the bottom. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance visions, it's time to find out inconsistencies between the insight and the vision. Okay. So...
Maybe it's pain when the word pain comes up, because he's at the bottom of the stairs and he can't reach the over the guy's head.
Yeah.
He's already dead down here.
Whoops.
Objections!
Don't know. Uh-oh. There's an inconsistency between this insight and the victim's memory. An inconsistency, you say? And where exactly do you see the supposed inconsistency? Yes, defense, please be specific. Well, I don't know how specific I can be exactly, but I just get the vague feeling that something doesn't quite add up, you know?
I mean, I feel like I'm right in some sense, but I just don't know where.
Yeah, he is at the bottom of the stairs. He shouldn't be able to lift it, and this guy feels pain from it. So I get that. Do it. Penalty! Well, at least they give a penalty and don't just say, that's it.
Head.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty confident I got the right sensation. I guess I'd better take another look at which insight to present. Okay, we got the right sensation.
What did we do it on?
We did it on, this. So he's saying, I got the right... What he's saying is...
Pain is right.
So pain is right, the insight's wrong, so...
Objection!
That one sounds like it.
Yeah. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence. Please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh! Everything goes black, and then only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. So when it comes up is relevant in this seance thing. Okay. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word! Volkanka, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong, my insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed.
How many of the people did you guys kill?
I know! Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Well, at least the judge's willing to hear us out right here. Yeah. Heh, now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be... On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout, in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that center. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well, then how did they hear the song if it knocked out the speakers?
I don't know.
That explains everything, does it not? No, it doesn't. What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us if you would. The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see, that makes perfect sense, your benevolence. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, your benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. What? Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Enough applause, you flatter me. Now, your benevolence, in light of this new information, yes, of course, I will alter my insight. The thing is, her insight, like, this stuff's not really wrong, what she's saying. Like, what she's saying is wrong, but this whole, it's just we're misunderstanding what's being shown. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. The song of ceremony, the victim, yeah, okay. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare. Okay, I think I know. Yeah, it's still going on.
Objection!
Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Khura'inism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? Oh! This contradiction of facts can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible! What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. What? You can't be serious. There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No. This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights. Unbelievable. Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't, just turn a blind eye to this. But the defense's assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. Heh. I doubt even the defense can dream of an explanation as to why the accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream, making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop, chop. Chop, chop.
Why is she so warm?
She's just bad. Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop, chop. Stop. Hey, I hear the lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he moaned this one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think the next thing. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that?
Someone pointed a gun at him? Yep.
Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? There we go. He was pointing a gun at Albie, probably, because maybe Albie was somewhere he wasn't supposed to, and then the other guy killed him.
Take that!
As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying the victim was a security guard and armed with a bat? The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie, and that's why the defendant's hands were in the air. Polkanka! Oh, she fainted! Oh dear. Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? He's no better than that traitorous snake, Durk. What the? Traitorous snake? Durk? Who's that? No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for less majesty. What?
For lay majesty.
For lay majesty. What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Make him pay for the way of the day. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate him! Peace! Give me peace! I said peace! Now everyone, please calm down. Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. No, I can't charge him with lay majesty. What? What? But why not, Your Majesty? He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that. But Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you could go home and make it up to your wife. We can't end the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case.
You're the judge that has sentence.
Yeah! Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction. Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. It is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer! No, my faith is as strong as ever, but I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man! Lay down the law, I'll have you know. Your Benevolence. I didn't know she answered to him! Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence. If looks could kill, I won't forget this offense, barbed head. I do not admit defeat, I won't. Bailiff, please see Her Benevolence out. Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. Ha 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 ha. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful.
Super duper painful. She's totally 14.
Yeah. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then? Yeah, she lost that more stern...
Maturity?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, she's still a teenager after all. Now then, defense, Mr. Light, was it? That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright. Of course, Mr. Wright, my apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, Your Majesty. Whew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Argument, Your Majesty? Very well, I accept your challenge. What's with him? He. Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just, it's just too hilarious. What's so funny, Mr. Payne? The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead, because the guard's pointing a gun at him. So he did something wrong or something.
But maybe the real guy was behind him.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's probably what he's going to say. I told you, it's chief prosecutor. Yes, because that's the thing to focus on right now. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What? That does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty. Yes, I have to agree. Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Rowe came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, back into the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? Ugh, I'm drawing a total blank here. I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold. I asked you a question, defense. I've got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened? You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end for both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad. Bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. I'll be. So that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain! Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark, I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right, it's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again. But when I ran into Mr. Roll on the Great Stairs... So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision. No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense, the vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew out his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had a scarf over his mouth.
Him.
Ah, I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then the power went out, so I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. But then who died? Because if that guy had his gun on him...
Maybe he was too good.
No, what I mean is, if that wasn't Mr. Roll...
Maybe
but Mr. Roll's... Like what I'm saying is, in the seance, we saw his final moments. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Albie has his hand up. And then there's pain, and then he dies.
Maybe this is all a gimmick. Like, it's a movie playing down there. I don't know.
The gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll.
But the notice scroll was buried in the dead body. Oh, someone else brought it there.
Along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? Yeah. What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it, he said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. Hehehe, a grand speech, one that confirmed my suspicion that you were the thief.
Objections!
It's possible the victim simply misread the situation. Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to be so incriminating? Proceed. Shadow. What do I do, Shadow? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then just after that, he ran into the accused. I'll be your guide. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. What just got out of there? That's why it was moving!
Dog?
Yeah. Points if it's a cat, but it's a dog.
Is it Shadow? Is that who the Shadow is?
Maybe. What now? Aww. Hey, Shadow, down boy. You know what that reminds me of? The penguin in Herman Krabs. Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. You nearly gave me a heart attack. So that's what was making his bag move. Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him? Hehehe. Don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense. I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Of course not, Your Majesty.
Cross-examined a whale, why not?
Yeah, he goes, not this time anyway.
Oh, true.
We've done a parrot, we've done a whale. Phew, well. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or were sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else could have struck the victim at that time, or couldn't have. If you're going to go that far, then I hope that means you have another angle of approach ready. Exactly, I mean, who of the accused standing front and center could have done it? I know what we're going to show. Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? From behind!
Take that!
With the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Good. Now at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? Oh, the true culprit, naturally, the one who actually committed the theft and murder. True culprit, and I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that. I should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. Went in the storeroom, but then Mr. Roll appeared, making his approach. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway. Hey, you're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albie, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway. I see, so I'm gonna miss. Oh, Shadow says that someone was there. I see, thank you for that. Too bad his testimony isn't admissible. Heh. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway. Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can you continue to make that assertion? Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness, who's the actual murderer. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call his witness to the stand. Calling an eyewitness to the stand? It's been decades since that's happened. And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. Oh my god, you know what I hope? I hope I'll be your guide is somebody who's going to follow us around, and we get that dog more involved.
Maybe.
That was low blow.
We need to get to a stopping point.
Yeah. Here's what I want to see. I want to see how the next, how the witness acts, since usually they're ridiculous, and then the next time we play, since I know it's going to be the murderer, we can just sink him. Very well, I'll allow it. And now, for something we've not heard in quite some time, bring the witness to the stand.
Is it Jesus wrestler? It is.
It is. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Is he holding a guitar, too?
A lute?
Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin. Wait, Pees'lubn. Pees'lubn.
And understand. Peace, love,
and understanding. Oh my god, he really is Jesus. I'm like Temple's head monk. Can you dig?
And he's a...
Oh no.
So maybe like this whole family and all this, like it's all a sham. Like they're just kind of keeping their divinity.
Possibly, but I think with the girl, I think it's clear she did see the final moments. Obviously, because he has the blood on the back of his head, he was seen from behind, like he was hit from behind. I can have peace, love, and understanding. That's awesome. Oh, if it is an instructor, Andistan'dhin, you're the eyewitness. Instructor? Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalon expert. Sorry to have to ask, what's a Damalon? Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. Wendra. Wendragon. Tiger Battle. That's the song for the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony.
So it's Jesus and Macho Man have a baby.
Yeah. Actually, if it's brother, then it's Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
Oh my god, I gotta put that in. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? The Song of Ceremony, the song that was playing at the time of the murder. Ew. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalin serve as my offering to you. Wonderful! A great performance as always. This is my thing, you know. My bad. I make instruments speak, baby. Bye-bye, Magistry Pops. No Damalon class today. No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalon lesson. Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Andistan'dhin? Andistan'dhin? That's right, brother. This here is the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama Key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk, temple to temple. Magatama Key, huh? Magatama Key. And so he had the key, and we're not suspicious of him. And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever going to face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understandin', you witnessed the... I cannot get enough of that name. You witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room? You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw?
Alright, so this is stopping for it?
Yeah, so when it goes to testimony, we'll bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course I'll do all I can. In the name of Her Holiness, I vow to sing naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hitman! I will tell you this. I was not expecting him to be some hippie dude. Like, when I saw him at the beginning, I'm like, okay, he's a long-haired, monk or something in this land. I wasn't expecting him to...
But he doesn't look like the rest of the monks.
Yeah, he looks very...
Western.
And he has that Kratos face paint.
I think it's a butterfly.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a butterfly. I mean, obviously, it doesn't look like... But that's the first thing I thought of, because Kratos has a very white, pale skin with the red
He's got
face paint.
blue eyes and light hair, and everybody else seems to have dark hair and green eyes.
Yeah.
So...
Maybe he's really not from around here.
I think he might be a foreigner, which is weird because it can't be passed down.
Yeah.
Unless, well, can monks marry? I don't know. There's so many questions.
There are. And we will get to them next time.
Okay.
But I was not expecting this guy. All right, till next time.
What's that beaver thing from the otter from your island far out?
Oh, yeah, the otter from